Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Henry.
Nice to meet you, Baya.
And it's so nice. I met you in Shakespeare Pub in Almaty. So can you tell me about your journey?
Oh, cool. Yeah, hi, I'm Henry from London, and I'm cycling from London to Australia over the course of this year. Currently about to fly from Almaty to Delhi in India, where we'll be going from India to Burma, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, then Australia.
When did you start your traveling?
We started 5 months ago on the 1st of June in London, and then we went across Europe, Turkey, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and we just finished in Central Asia.
You're just traveling by bicycle?
Just nearly always by bicycle. We've had a few visa issues, so we're going to have to fly from Almaty to India, but apart from when we have to cross the sea, or this one issue when we can't get into China, always by bicycle.
I think is it hard to use bicycle, or did you prepare yourself for such traveling by bicycle?
It's not physically that bad. You're just
They take an interview. Sorry. Yeah, interview.
I need the table.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
It's not too bad. It's more mentally how long you're on a bicycle each day. If you're cycling 8-9 hours a day, it can be quite.
I was sitting here just.
Oh, there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So physically not too bad, but mentally it's much tougher. Like long days in Uzbekistan when we were cycling.
Physically not much.
No, I mean some days are worse than others. When it's hills and mountains, then it can be quite tough. But I'd say when we were cycling across the flats of Uzbekistan, it was just same scenery all the time. It was very beautiful, but you know, once you've seen the steppe for like a few hours.
In Kyrgyzstan even.
Yeah, so I've just.
You come to Kazakhstan through mountains through Kyrgyzstan even.
Yeah.
Oh, it was hard using.
Yes, so Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan were definitely the hardest cycling. Big, massive mountains.
Hard?
Yeah.
Riding by bicycle through mountains.
Yeah, very cold. So cold.
Very cold. You're very strong. You're physically strong. How long are you riding bicycle? How long?
What, each day or before?
No, when did you start using bicycle?
Always. I used to cycle to school when I was younger. I joined the bicycle. I'm a member of a cycling team, like an amateur one, not a professional one. But to be honest, like I said, it's not so much a physical thing as much as it's just.
It seems like that you're riding bicycle and traveling by bicycle. I think it takes from you good health, good trainer as a sport. Is it kind of sport? Did you make a preparation for such traveling before, or doing some kind of everyday riding bicycle 1 kilometer or something like? How did you prepare yourself?
Well, I used to cycle to work in London, and to be honest, it was just a case of getting started. I didn't really have any specific training. It was just a case of get started and see how it goes. The best way to start traveling is just to get going.
So, why did you decide about traveling by bicycle around the world?
It's a great way to see a country. It's very cheap, because once you bought your bicycle and your tent, and all you'll have to pay for is food. I like cycling by bike, and you get to meet far more people. I mean, you get to see the countryside and cities. You get to go mountains and just meet everyday people that in a way you wouldn't do if you were only going from city to city by, say, car or by flying.
So that was your dream about traveling around the world. It was your dream. From your childhood?
It was something that was mentioned a couple of years before we left, and as soon as the idea was in my mind, it was quite difficult to sort of not think about it all the time. So it hasn't been my dream my whole life, but since I thought about doing it,
it was easy to make decision.
Yes, it was basically it was weird. What we did was, as soon as we said we were going to do it, we told as many people as we knew, because as soon as you tell everybody, you can't back down. You have to go.
What about job? What about your friends? What about relatives? What about your job? About income? Because you should spend money.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah.
So I've saved up for 2 years to afford the bike and all the bags and to give myself enough money to live off. But at the same time, you can mainly do it because it's quite cheap to cycle around the world. Because so long as you make sure you don't spend too much money, all you have to buy is food and drink.
You just spend your saving money, savings, yeah. You don't have income using. Some people working on internet now. They have income from internet. You don't have such internet.
Unfortunately, although I could do some freelance work to try and make some money, most of the time we don't have very good internet, so it's quite difficult to be able to make money.
But it's hard, I think, traveling during 1 year, just spending money without having income.
Yeah, but it's thankfully I was working for quite a long time in London before I left, so I've saved up enough money, I think.
You have. Thank you, Henry.
No worries. Thank you very much.
That will be. I think it will be useful for people who want to travel, who wants to realize their dream about traveling. Can you give some advice to such people?
Just once you have an idea in your head you think you want to do, just go out and do it. We could have delayed leaving by even longer, but we decided to get going. I'd never done any cycle touring before, and I've made it this far, about halfway. You had some bumps along the roads, some ups, some downs, but it's been incredible so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of the trip. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.